This week on a brand new episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast.
I gotta ask a tough question,
Terrible.
bro. You telling
His
me
contract
Chris Paul
sucks.
is washed? Is he washed?
Soap suds is in that brother hair. It looked like he just got out the bubble bath.
I think he's still a good player, Spade. It's just sucks.
A good player don't get paid $40+ million a year.
I understand
Great
that,
players
Spade.
get paid.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they wasn't in
Yes, sir. What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sports talk pod in all the damn land.
True.
Bruh, I mean, in all the land. You with me, right?
I'm here. True.
Make sure you awake.
I'm
And we
here.
are back to wrap up the previous week of sports in dramatic fashion. No BS, no sugarcoating, no biases, only the strong arm truth. Now, if this happens to be the first time you've watched our show here on YouTube, or if you're listening on any of our various podcast channels, I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy LaParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade.
Yes, sir.
Spade, we got a great show for him today.
That's what we do.
You're right. That's what we do. But I'm telling you, it's going to be some topics, right? You know, some topics coming up. It's going to have people like, yo, I can't wait to hear what these dudes got to say about this. But Spade, I want to start in basketball, but not the NBA. I guess it's high school basketball?
Yeah.
High school? Okay, we want to start in high school basketball. If you guys didn't know, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade have kids. They have a son. They have sons. They have kids. But if you didn't know, their oldest sons, Bronny and Zaire, will be attending the same school next year. And Spade, I got to get your thoughts on this. I wanted to ask you, man. First of all, is it a good idea for these two young men to be teaming up? Whether it was, LeBron and Wade, coming up with this idea, whether it was the kids coming up with this idea. One, was it a good idea for them to team up? And two, do we put too much pressure on high school athletes this day and age in sports? We see the Zion effect. We've been watching Zion since what? Probably 8th grade. We was watching LeBron, as you mentioned off camera when we talked about this off camera. We was watching LeBron, when he was in high school. But are we putting too much pressure on these kids this day and age in high school sports? Talk to you about it.
I think we are, but I think we have for a while now. And LaParis,
Okay.
you and I, it's a shame that more people don't know about dude, but I guarantee you and I both watched Noel Devine highlights on YouTube.
That's right.
When that kid was like a middle schooler. So, I
Yep.
mean, we always have. I think what happens now is because of the power of social media, we put too much pressure on more high school kids. Back in the days, it used to be, a handful of the top guys in the nation. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of pressure put on those guys. And now it's probably the top couple hundred maybe. But yeah, we do. How many times have we seen great players get to that point where they just like, I don't want to play anymore. I don't have a passion for this. And sometimes I think it's parents. I think it's giving kids fans at an early age and having these lofty expectations to live up to that a lot of kids can't live up to. A lot of times it'll make them lose the love for the game. A lot of times.
And it's rare. Like, Spade. Another thing I want to say is, what about the pressure for like a famous athlete's son? Like, it's really rare when you see a father-son tandem and both be equal to or even close to the other being great. So if the father was great, it's rare you see the son be great. It's rare. We kind of spoke on this when LeVar said it, but it's really rare. I mean, we can speak on Bobby Bonds, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr. and his father. Yep. But I mean, is in basketball, Spade, talk to me. I mean, I don't even know if you can think of a guy in basketball when it's maybe
the Barrys.
Dell and Steph,
and the Barrys.
But other than
Rick Barry, Brent Barry,
John Barry, all the Barrys.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Barrys was nice.
None of those other Barrys was as great as Rick. Would you agree with that? Yeah,
but John and Brent was pretty nice. Brent won a slam dunk contest. I think he's the only white dude to ever win a slam dunk contest.
I get it. I mean, and I think the other Barry, I think it was. It's so many of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it was John Berry that won a few championships with the Spurs. I don't know if he got one with the Spurs. Maybe he got one with the Spurs.
I feel like he did. I
want to say he got one with the Spurs, but I'm just saying I still don't think they was at. That doesn't mean you can't have a serviceable career. They had some longevity in the league, and we've seen a few other people, but it's rare. So do we put too much pressure? I mean, let's for instance, Michael Jordan. We know Michael Jordan's son had that scholarship at UCF. It was. Yep. And he kind of faded to black. And I always told you off camera that if I had a famous father in a sport, whether it was football, basketball, I wouldn't play said sport, especially if he was like known as the top guy. At one point or another, Dwayne Wade was known as one of the best. LeBron James is still critically acclaimed, one of the best, if not one, then two, the best player in the league. So, like, do you think it's fair that people look at their kids with these expectations like, yo, you gotta kind of live up to your pops?
No, it's not. But that's not anything new, bruh. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, one of the most disappointing, and I mean, I feel like this is disrespectful, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. So you know how people say, I don't mean any disrespect, but, and then they hit you with something disrespectful. Yeah. That's what I'm about to do. Word. I don't mean any disrespect by this, but one of the biggest disappointments father-son wise to me was Brandon Lee. I grew up a crazy Bruce Lee fan, so we expected Brandon Lee to be nice as hell. So, I mean, he had the movie that unfortunately he lost his life making, but in the scenes in that movie, young me, I was a kid, so I didn't understand just how bad it was for me to have these thoughts. I was just looking like, this can't be Bruce Lee's son. Like, this, he don't even look like him. Like, who is this guy? So, I mean, we've always done that. I do feel like baseball is the place where we see it more often than not. You
That's
look
true.
At, the
it's
Cecils.
Alomars. Alomars,
man.
it's a bunch of them.
It's a ton. I feel like this is the era for basketball where, and maybe it's just because we in that age where this is our, you know what I'm saying? This is our sweet spot where we saw the fathers and now we're seeing the kids. But this particular school is a prep school in a Los Angeles neighborhood called Chatsworth, and it is known for being a celebrity school. So, like, for this school, it's on par with what we expect. As a matter of fact, this exact same school just had 2 kids of NBA greats just playing there. Just last season, the 2 featured players on this team was the son of Scottie Pippen and the son of Kenyon Martin, both of who signed to play for Vanderbilt, for Jerry Stackhouse. But also at this same school, Kylie Jenner went to this school, Kendall Jenner went to this school, Kevin Hart kid went to this school, Will Smith sent his kids to this school, Jamie Foxx sent his kids to this school. So this is what this school is about. This is what they do. So I'm not saying that this is going to make it any easier, but it ain't going to make it any harder. Like, what they doing is probably not easy to do anyway. And if you want to do something that's not easy, you kind of want to go to a school that's already got a reputation of doing that type of stuff. So I feel like going to, Sierra Canyon is probably the best thing for these guys. I think this school is used to the pressure. They're used to having tons of people at their games. They're used to paparazzi being around. This school's equipped for it. Whereas if you sent these 2 kids to the high school I went to, they would be like 2 brand new animals in the zoo. It would just be folks staring at them like hell. These kids are going to be able to walk up and down the hallway at least around kids that's going to feel like, my parents got just as much money as your parents. Like, y'all really ain't that famous to me. So I feel like if it can be kind of normalized, this is probably one of the best places for it.
Yeah, and you probably right. I want to go back. I remember I heard Shannon Sharp talking about, and a lot of people they don't remember Sterling Sharp. They only know Shannon Sharp.
Sterling
and more
was a
people
beast.
know
That's
Shannon Sharp from
Makowski.
TV. Yeah, most people know Shannon Sharp from TV. They don't know Shannon Sharp, the football player. But Shannon Sharp had an older brother named Sterling Sharp, and before Sterling Sharp had that neck injury, he was amazing.
Absolutely.
But Shannon said when he was early in college that people used to be like, "Oh, Sterling would have caught it, and Sterling would have ran this route like this," and Shannon Sharp went to like Savannah State, and Sterling went to South Carolina. So D1, so I guess it was D1 AA back then, HBCU or whatever with Savannah State. But Sterling said that he had to be confident in himself and be like, yo, I'm not Sterling. And it's so much so that his son, Shannon Sharp's son, said that his son did not want to play football because he didn't want to have the expectations that his father set, like, oh, well, Shannon would have caught it and Shannon would have ran around like, your father going to be a Hall of Famer. What are you doing? He said that his son didn't want that thrust upon him, so he decided not to play football at all. And I could kind of see that from the kid perspective, Spade. Can you understand that?
Absolutely. Look at Shane Larkin. This dude dad is Barry Larkin, bro. Do you know how tough it was going to be a better baseball player than Barry Larkin? Like, you never would have got out that shadow. And I'm going to tell you something, even though it was frowned upon. Do you remember when Michael Jordan was giving his Hall of Fame induction speech and he said that it was looked at so negatively, but I think I know what he meant. He said, I feel sorry for my kids because they got to live in my shadow. Everybody was like, whoa. Feel sorry for your kids, but I knew what he meant. Like, those two guys, his two kids, they was pretty good basketball players. They weren't Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and nobody else probably will be. So, I mean, it's an incredible feat for them. It's an incredible pressure for them to play under.
I mean, what I want people to do in the comment section, or you can tweet us, good father son tandem. They don't got to be great. So if you want to say, oh, blah 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 was great, but his son was just okay, you can leave it in the comment section. Tweet us good father-son tandems in the comment section. Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah, give me your favorite. It ain't even got to be good. Just your favorite one.
Word. I'm good with that.
Let's move forward, bro. I got some NBA news for you. This one right here, I think, is going to be a waste of our time, but we're going to talk it anyway. Pels, what is this title? President? Hold on, let me do
I want to say the president, David Griffin.
What is his?
Ain't that his name?
Title. Yeah, that's his name. I want to say he the president. I don't have it right here. Somebody will correct me.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
But he decided to meet with Anthony Davis for dinner to try to, you know, if he got any sense, he want to talk AD in the stand. He want to talk to AD about what they can do to build something right there in New Orleans that Anthony Davis will want to be a part of. Now, unfortunately, since that dinner, reports from somebody's camp. I don't know who the hell he's putting these reports out. There's never a name on it. It's never really attached to anything. But there have been some stories that Anthony Davis still is seeking a trade, which I expect him to fully be seeking a trade because not only has he been there, done that, wore a t-shirt, probably lost confidence or faith in the direction, but now you got a brand new president or whatever the hell the guy is. You got a brand new president in there.
I got it right here, Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations.
EVP.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I expect AD to want out. He's already said he wanted out. He's already signed with Clutch Play Sports. So everything that David Griffin is saying in one ear, Rich Paul is saying something completely different in the other damn ear. And yeah, man, like I kind of want the Pels to just give up the fight. Like I feel like they lost, bro. Let them go.
I feel like it's time to move on.
Let them go.
And I get it. You have one of the best players in the league. We get it. But you might, they're like, oh, I think I heard the owner come out and say, or it was passed through somebody else by the owner that said, yo, we're not trading with the Lakers. We refuse to trade with the Spade. This is a problem. This is a problem. They need to stop it and just cut bait, move on. Get some young assets and start the rebuild. You got the first pick in the draft. You about to get Zion. You know, we think they about to get Zion if they got some sense. We think they about to get Zion. You might as well trade AD. Let's get some buzz around the city. You know, let's get some buzz around the city. Let's go young. Let's start the rebuilding process so the organization can get headed in the right direction. Why keep this thing lingering for another half a year or another year? I guess it would be a year because we got the off season, and then I think the speculation going to be until the trade deadline in February again. They're going to be like, oh, we think they need to move AD. They need to move AD, or they're going to lose them for nothing. You might as well trade him so you can at least get some assets because he's gone. He's going to leave. So if you keep him, he's going to be a professional. He's going to play basketball. but he is gone. He's gone. Go ahead.
Let me get in your business. Let me get in your business. You ever had a homeboy that knew he was losing this chick? Everybody in the world knew he was losing this chick, and he was just trying to wine and dine her and do everything in his power, and it was to the point where you were kind of losing respect for him.
Yes.
I ain't gonna put your name out there, bro, but I had one. I had a homeboy, right?
I have. And you, like, homie, what is you doing? What is you doing?
Like, bro, she gone. At this point, she's gone anyway, and you are gonna create so much anger in yourself, because when you look back, you're gonna be hurt that she left, but then you're gonna look at all the kind of stupid shit you doing to keep her that's not working, and then you're gonna be even more upset. So at this point, you gotta start looking at, okay, if she out anyway, how can I spend this and get something? How can I make this not a complete loss for me? And unfortunately, in real life relationships, when that happens, you get nothing. New Orleans can get something. Like, he's out. He's out, y'all. Like, get up off your knees. Stop buying flowers every damn day and sending chocolates over there. He don't want the shit. He's out. He's out. Get you something for it.
My signature on my email space said, waste money, but never time. Money comes back, but minutes is hard to find. That's what my signature say. The Pelicans are wasting time, because the longer they take, the less they're going to get back. And then eventually, if they don't bust a trade, he's gone and you're going to get nothing. Like, come on.
And I just feel like it. Look, you're supposed to give it one heave-ho. If my lady decided today that she wanted to leave me, I'm giving it one heave-ho. I'm doing the offset. I walk out there on stage. I'm giving it one. If that one don't work, fam, it's time to move on. I'm not finna keep,
I agree with you, Spade.
They gave it a heave-ho. You were supposed to give it one. Because he's a great player. He's a great asset to the team and the city. You give it something. But damn, y'all, he's out.
I agree with you. You throw the Hail Mary. You send the all-out blitz. If it don't work, you got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, man. Time to bring the special teams unit on, fam. Yeah, you ain't.
I agree. I agree, bro.
You far out of field goal range. Let's punt.
I agree.
Time to punt. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for the Pels, man.
Hey, Spade, I tell people this all the time. Me and you talk football all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with punting. Ain't nothing wrong with punting. There's nothing wrong with punting, Spade. And I feel like this is a punt situation. They need to wherever you can get the best assets from. And all this, we not trading with the Lakers because we don't want. Forget all that crap. Who has the best assets to help my team become competitive, a better team? And if it's the Lakers, I've been hearing things about Boston. I've been hearing things about the Clippers. Whoever has the best assets that you think can help your team become better, then you just gotta bust a move. You gotta bust a move.
Yeah, man.
But the dinner, the wine and the dining, Spade, I agree with you 100%. 100%.
Yeah. It's time to let it go. It's absolutely time to let it go. It was a comment made after the regular season where Coach Alvin Gentry said, Anthony Davis is a great kid who got some bad advice. And it is rumored that bad advice statement was referring to Rich Paul, who still actively represents Anthony Davis. So I don't know how you think that's going to work. Like, it's over, y'all. It's over. It's all good. Go ahead and get you some young assets. Get you some shooters. That's what y'all need. Put some shooters around Zion. And, do what you can do to be exciting for the next year. Go ahead, bro.
Word. I want to say before we move on, AD came in the last game with a shirt that said, "That's all, folks." Come on, man.
Yeah, man. It's over, fam. Stop embarrassing yourself.
Come on, man. That's it. It's over.
She gone.
She gone. Let her go, bro.
Gone,
she gone. We know it was good. Let her go.
Yeah.
You can find another. Shit.
Gone.
Spade, let's move on.
Let's do it, bro.
The Pels don't get it. Come on, Noya. Spade, this is crazy because when we talk about topics like this, we usually like to say this be the meat. We giving y'all some meat early, so we gave y'all some appetizers, and we usually say like the entree for later. But Spade, I think this one right here might be like some filet mignon right here early in the match. You're getting some filet mignon early in the meal right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we talking about the Rockets. If you guys didn't know, the Rockets came out this week. Daryl Morey, that's your boy, right, Spade?
Yeah, we follow each other on Twitter. What up, Daryl?
Yeah, I know. Shameless plug. You like, that's your boy. But if you guys didn't know, Daryl Morey said, yo, everybody on the roster is up. Like, everybody can get moved. And everybody was speculating, like, yo, we don't think James Harden can get moved. We don't think he was really talking about James Harden. We really think he was talking about Chris Paul. But he said, yo, I'm looking to improve this roster by any means necessary. And he came out and was like, yo, they're gonna make some calls. They're gonna look around the league and see if they can improve this roster. Spade.
Yep.
That's one thing that happened with the Rockets this week. Before you go, Spade, another thing happened. The talks between the Rockets and Mike D'Antoni, those broke down. It doesn't look like D'Antoni will get the extension. Look like he's going to play his contract out and see what happens. Spade, I got to ask you 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
How can the Rockets improve this roster with all these contracts? We know Capella. Everybody's speculating that he really was talking about Capella and Chris Paul. But how can they improve this roster? And why are the Rockets so enamored with Mike D'Antoni? Now we know the talks broke down, but they was real adamant about giving him an extension. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the money, maybe it was the years. I don't know. But they was real adamant about giving him an extension. Why are they so enamored with Mike D'Antoni? Start wherever you want to go, Spade. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this with your Houston Rockets. Go.
Let me start with D'Antoni, because I believe in our last show I said maybe it's time to just see James Harden in a different offense. Maybe it's time to see the Houston Rockets run a different offense. But you know something that I gotta admit, I'm a Harden fan. So in that moment, I was a little bit passionate. Maybe I should have waited until cooler heads prevailed before I came out and made that statement. But let me be honest. The Rockets just experienced the most success they've had since the Hakeem Olajuwon championship year under Coach Mike D'Antoni. This is the best that they've been. This is the best that this team under this leadership has been ever.
Okay.
And if you look at it, I just talked about this in the last show in the Michael Jordan era. Was any of those teams bad? The Phoenix Suns team that had Kevin Johnson, Thunder Dan Marley, Charles Barkley, were those dudes bad? No, they ran into a buzzsaw. Are these Rockets bad? No. They ran into a buzzsaw. And I still, regardless of how much Golden State fans get upset about it, if Chris Paul stays healthy last season, I truly believe they advance. I truly do. I believe they advance.
Spade, let me get a 20. Because I want to ask you this. Now, me and you are smart enough. We had this conversation already on a previous show.
We're wicked smart.
Me and you are smart enough to know that this is not the case. But could it be that a new voice in there could kind of change things up, like what happened in Toronto from Casey to Nurse? And I know, before you go, Spade, I know LeBron left the East, so the big bad wolf, he left, and he wasn't blowing any more houses down in the East. So it kind of made everything over there, the East kind of was wide open. But I'm asking, could it be a case that a new voice can get in there and kind of just make things a little better from D'Antoni to from D'Antoni to another coach? Maybe
it's
a new voice helps.
It's possible, but hold up. First, let me go back and cape for my boy Casey. Do you think if Casey had come on.
That's not my, I agree with you 100%.
So
I'm not saying that. I'm just
okay.
We know the big bad wolf left. He left.
Yeah.
We know.
And they got Karate Man.
Yeah. Karate Man, yeah.
Yeah. So, a new voice definitely could. Here's the thing. I speculated here on this show that it was like, you guys got to figure out what's going on. James Harden said, I know what's wrong. I know what we got to do. And then they was like, what? And then he kind of fell back and was like, yeah, we'll figure it out in the offseason. I suspected that was about D'Antoni. But later it came out that in that same locker room that it was a big back and forth between Chris Paul and James Harden. I don't think that's a major thing. I've played sports. You argue with teammates, especially after losses. After losses is when you argue. Don't nobody argue after wins.
That's true.
Rarely. It happens sometimes. You look at the 85 Bears, and they was talking about the fact that Walter Payton was upset because every time they got in the red zone, they just let the free edge run that shit in the end zone. But that's neither here nor there.
And let me cut you off real quick, Spade. And we heard Minnesota just had one of their most successful seasons when they went to the playoffs, and Wiggins and Catton was upset because of their roles. So it does happen, but it's rare. But go ahead.
It's rare. But I'm thinking about something you said, and I agree. For Daryl Morey to come out and say, I'm aggressively willing to improve this roster, and any player on our team can be traded. Like, hit me up. He basically went Mike Jones. I don't know the number, but 8004 hit Mike Jones up on the low. Daryl Morey said, here's my number. If you got a legitimate offer, you know when you see people selling cars, they say serious inquiries only. Serious inquiries. hit my phone, anybody can get it. And I feel like right after that, he looked at James Harden and said, "Bing," and winked at him. Because James Harden is not on the block, and he ain't even finna entertain no calls for James Harden. I think that's how you have to disguise it, so it don't look like we realize that we fucked up on the Chris Paul deal. This deal sucks, and now he and James Harden aren't seeing eye to eye. Not only is it a bad deal because it's too much money, he's too old,
don't talk
he's
about
too
the deal
injury
yet.
prone. I ain't talking about the deal. I ain't talking about the deal. I'm talking about Daryl Morey's thought process. Not only is it a bad deal for whatever reasons, and it's not working on the court per se, but now it's tension between him and our star player. Say what you will about James Harden, whether you like his game, you don't like his game, he flopped, whatever. It is no doubt about the fact that James Harden has brought a star potential, just a superstar image to the Houston Rockets that's never been there. And I say never. You could go all the way back to Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. They still weren't the type of rock star that James Harden is a rock star, bro. He's a rock star. The man got a famous silhouette. You can see the silhouette and know it's James Harden. They've never had that in Houston. And if you think for any stretch of imagination that they're going to let Chris Paul, old raggedy ass, come in there and mess that up for them, you got another thing coming.
Spade, how do they fix the roster?
They got to find a fool willing to take Chris Paul's.
It's some speculation that the Lakers could be interested.
I would take anything the Lakers got. I would take a water cooler. You know, I was talking to the homie Nate, and he was like, because I was like, nobody's going to want Chris Paul's contract, bro. And me and my friends, we talk sports all the time. And I was like, I don't think anybody in the league is going to touch that contract. He was like, I actually believe you can get somebody to entertain the idea of taking Chris Paul. I don't think they'll have the assets, to return back. And I was just like, man, if they get somebody to take Paul, get that asset. We can work this assets thing out. Like, what you got? You got some socks. You got some dirty laundry. Like, we can work it out. Because if Houston loses that contract, it is an instant win for them. An instant win. I honestly, I go back to my original statement that I made to Nate Dola Paris. I don't know that you find anybody to touch that.
Spade, I got you. And this your boy. This is your boy. But people was talking about that Capella contract too. They been on Capella head. Now I know that's your boy. But there's been some lingerings that he could be on the move too.
I mean, look, I love Clint Capella, but let's keep it a stack. Let's do what we do. When Clint was out, and they went over there and found the artist formerly known as the Manimal, man, that joker popped right in that offense and then missed a beat, did he not?
I mean, that's my guy. He from Jersey. He from North. That's my guy. But Spade, I understand that, but I'm just it's tough with these contracts because Clint Capella just signed his deal as early as last year. Are you going to be able to move Capella?
I don't think they really want to move Capella.
I wouldn't take Capella if he ain't coming with James Harden.
Well, I mean, I like Clint. I feel like Clint's a worker. Obviously he got to be in the right offense in order for him to make an offensive contribution to the team. But I think he's a pretty good defensive big, for one. And for two, okay, I also think he cleans the glass. So in the worst case scenario, I got him being a much better Tristan Thompson. A team got Tristan. What can Tristan do that Clint can't do?
I mean, they might be carbon copies.
But you'd rather have Clint.
I'm about to say Clint might be a little more athletic.
Exactly. He's a lot more athletic.
I'm looking at this Rockets roster, and I don't know how they can improve it, man. I don't know how they can. Spade, that Chris Paul contract, we're going to talk about it a little later. I ain't going to go into the numbers because we got another topic about it later. But that Chris Paul contract is going to be hell to move, especially with his age.
Absolutely.
Now,
but I think he's the one they got to move, bro. I don't think nothing else got to go.
Lakers would even want to go that route, and I get it. LeBron and Chris Paul, cool as an AC breeze. I get it, but I just don't understand.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Why would listen, Spade? Why would I get it? That's your man. You trying to look out for him. Melo, your homie too. Melo, damn near out the league. Spade, I asked you, do we see Melo getting another job? And the homie said Melo might be done. Like that's your man's too. But you are if you LeBron, and I don't even want to do this, but if you LeBron, you gotta look. Hey, shit, him and Wade was cool. This shit Wade back to Miami. So you can't ship Wade back to Miami and then look at Chris Paul and be like he can help the Lakers. How?
Well, he shipped Wade back to Miami for Wade. He did his boy a solid. He said, "Hey man, we suck. We ain't going nowhere, man. I got you."
I don't know. I don't think the Lakers should bust that move, and I think that Chris Paul contract is going to be a problem to move. It's going to be a problem to move. I don't know. I don't know how they fix that roster, but kudos to Morey for at least attempting to put the line in the ocean and say, hey, let me see if anybody bite. You can at least take calls. Maybe somebody will wire you and be like, yo, we got this amount of cap space. We willing to take Paul. Maybe somebody is insane in the membrane.
Maybe.
I don't know, but that contract is the problem because you can't sign anybody, man. That's why they signing guys like they had guys like Gerald Green and they was making pennies like 1 point something. Man, you know, they was making them. They had guys that made a little bit of money. I think PJ is a free agent. They got to bring PJ back.
Got to.
I mean, you can't lose Ariza, Bahamute, and then be like, yo, PJ, thanks for your service, and send him on his way. You need that guy at least for defense. He a tough dude too. So
yeah. I mean, I think we uncovered that it's coded. When you say I'm aggressively trying to improve this roster and I'm taking calls for everybody on the roster is available. That is code for please come get Chris Paul. Because if you think about it, it's only LeParis, I'm serious, bro. Who you think his phone ringing for?
Hey, that's what I was just about to ask you. So you taking no calls for James Harden? Ain't nobody in the league you would trade James Harden for. Nobody.
No. Because I mean, I say that loosely, but the people who it could be, like, I mean, the possible free agents, who
you trading James? Who you trading James Harden for?
KD.
Oh, KD. Okay.
KD a free agent though, so like it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So that don't work.
Okay.
I don't see any. I don't see nothing out there, bro.
I mean,
I don't see nothing out there.
Now look, it's gonna be interesting to see what he do. Cause
now let me ask you this. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun.
Go ahead.
I just thought about something. So allegedly, the voices of Hollywood want the Lakers to trade Bron. Now you just said Bron and Chris Paul, they homies. So if the Lakers trade Bron to Houston for James Harden, and you send James Harden out to LA, I'm gonna rock some purple
Bron.
and gold.
I'm not giving. How old is James Harden? James Harden 30 yet?
30? 29 or 30.
Yeah, I gotta look it up before I answer, because I gotta see James. I don't think James Harden 30. If he 30, he might 30. Be like. He 30?
I think. I don't know. Let me look it up.
Now, I'm on it. Give me a minute, y'all. Hold up, because I gotta look before I put my foot in my mouth. Let me look. James Harden. He is 29. No way. His birthday coming up in August. He'd be 30 in August.
Oh, yeah.
No
30.
way.
We calling that 30. He 30 before the season started. He 30.
No way. I'm not doing it.
And Brian 33.
I'm not doing it, bro.
Hey, James, look. Are we about to be West Coasting out here, bro? We about to be West Coasting? Huh?
You doing it?
I'm with my boy James Harden wherever he go, bro. Wherever Harden go.
I'm asking you. The Lakers say, yo, we giving you LeBron James for James Harden straight up. You doing that?
If I'm Houston, no. But as a Harden fan, I like the supporting cast in LA better than I like the supporting cast in Houston.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, it would be the Lakers calling the Rockets, not the Rockets calling the Lakers. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah, I don't know how, you just got through saying, me and you, we wicked smart. I don't know if Daryl, I don't know if you smart as I mean, you smart guy. I don't know if you smart as
I'm not doing that trade, bro. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. And I think LeBron probably could be one of those guys that play till he's 40. I mean, even if you figure
him and Chris Paul going to get along better. I know that.
Yeah. Woo,
Banana boat,
boy.
You can go get Melo.
That was the fleece of the century, boy. That was the finesse of the year.
You can go get Melo.
Century.
You can get D Wade out of retirement, and Houston can be the retirement home. That's what they can call their arena, the retirement home. Hell, might as well go get Vince Carter too.
See, Vince don't mind. That's the difference. Vince don't mind playing 7, 8, 9 minutes a game.
So don't.
Vince gonna play 8 minutes a game and give you 7 points.
They said, Vince, are you cool only getting 10 minutes a game? Vince said, do it come with a check? They said, yeah, bro. He said, all right, bet. Sign it
Vince
up.
probably still making the veteran minimum. Like Vince probably making like 5 M's.
Chilling.
Yeah, yo. So listen, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Rockets do because I feel they're gonna have to bust a move. Maybe not. They can still be serviceable and a good team in the West. I mean, we seen them, but they need more pieces, bro. They need more pieces. What about EG? What about EG? Do you trade EG?
I already read that the Charlotte Hornets, they are back to being the Hornets, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They got interest in EG. They want EG.
I read that as well.
So, yeah.
Is there anything on the Hornets you want? What you want from the Hornets? Kid Gilchrist?
Them to leave me alone. Them to stop playing on my damn phone. That's what I want. Stop
my
playing on my
number?
phone. Right. Catch this dial tone right quick. That's what I want.
Batum? What about Batum? Hey, I'm not saying these. I'm just throwing names, babe. Maybe you can go a little younger, get Monk, or get. I think they got Bridges. They got the other Bridges.
I actually like Monk, but not for EG.
Okay. Hey, like I said,
let me tell you something before we move on. My bad. You briefly brought up the fact that D'Antoni, walked away. Houston and D'Antoni went their separate ways. I don't want us to jump off this topic before I address that. Let me talk about that right quick.
Go ahead.
Basically, Houston tried to make D'Antoni the No Limit Records deal that they tried to make for Ricky Williams. They offered him a $5 million base salary, but they was going to give him $1 million for every round he went in the postseason. So it was a super heavy incentive-based contract. Some people felt like it's disrespectful because, like I said, under D'Antoni, they really have achieved more than they ever have in this regime right here.
You don't like that deal, Spade?
I got to be honest with you. I don't know what other guys are making, but I know it's quite a few coaches making more than D'Antoni that don't have the record that D'Antoni have. I know that for a fact. So if I'm D'Antoni, in my tenure with Houston, the only team out here with a better win-loss than me is the Golden State Warriors. The only team since I've been here that's knocking us out the finals is the Golden State Warriors. So unless it's Steve Kerr, I don't want to see none of these other cats pulling in bigger checks than me. I think that's a little disrespectful. And I got to be honest, he got the right to feel that way. A comment was made, what is the guy? You know what? I'm trying to think.
I got some salaries in front of me, Space. So it's a tie at 3. I don't mean to cut you off, bro.
Go ahead, because I got to look something up.
It's a tie at 3. So Dwayne Casey, Rick Carlisle, Scott Brooks, and Scott Brooks. They all make $7 million. Doc Rivers is 2. He make $10 million annually, and Greg Popovich is 1. He make $11 million annually.
So what do D'Antoni make currently? Because that's not his current deal. That's what he was offered. So you don't even see him on the list, right?
Yeah, nah, he's not on the list.
There you go.
That shit. Whew. So I mean, you gotta pay him more than Casey, Carlisle, and Scott Brooks.
Absolutely.
And they make $7 million.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Doc Rivers won a championship, so I understand it, but he makes $10 million.
Long time ago.
He makes $10 million. So I think D'Antoni got to be between the $8, $9, $10 million range.
And that's why he walked away. And like I said, I feel the way I feel about D'Antoni and his offense. You already know my biggest complaint is when they out there just launching threes, just clanking off the back of the damn rim and hitting the backboard. When the camera pan, he just be clapping. I just feel like I don't like his plan B. I don't know if he got a plan B. His plan A works flawlessly 80% of the time. But when it's not working, he look like a deer in headlights and he just clapping. If he just had something where he could say, okay, look, just coming down launching threes, as deep as that is philosophically, it's not working. So maybe we want to set some down picks, run some backdoor cuts to the basket, move hard and off the ball, make the defense. Oh, shit. If he could do that, I really think this team goes to the next level. I really get upset when folks keep saying, you cannot win a championship playing ISO ball. Look, it ain't like they losing to whoever. They losing to Golden State. You can't beat Golden State playing any kind of goddamn ball. They proving it. It hasn't been working. They haven't been beat. They got beat one year that was by LeBron James and his lucky rabbit's foot. That was it. So people act like they get into the postseason and they losing by different teams. It's just showing up beating them every year because of that offense. No, they running into the buzzsaw. So yeah, I do want to say that. It was a comment made, and I was looking to see if I could find it, and I couldn't. I don't know if I believe this was the team owner of the Houston Rockets to make this comment, but he was asked like, oh, the Rockets and D'Antoni couldn't agree to a contract extension. How do you feel about that? Is this bad for Houston? And he said, look, if anything, we feel Coach D'Antoni just did us a favor because we could come out this year and underperform, and we could decide that we don't want to re-em up at all, or we could re-em up at a lower price point because of how next season goes. So him not letting us, because he's got another year on this deal, they was just trying to extend him before that year was up. But he's D'Antoni said, I'm willing to coach the next year. So D'Antoni's betting on himself that, look, I'm going to come out and show y'all that my shit is official. We're going to finish well again next year, and y'all going to have to give me that bread. So it's really not a bad situation for either part. D'Antoni's going to bet on himself. If the Rockets look good next year, I feel like he finna get that bag. If he go out there and he fumble the ball next year, he finna either be looking for a new team to coach or he gonna get a little piss poor deal. One or the other.
And the crazy thing is, I think he'll land on his feet. I mean, we've seen D'Antoni continuously get jobs.
Absolutely.
Whether it be Lakers, Knicks, Rockets, we just seen him continuously get jobs because people. One thing you can't his teams have been successful aside from maybe the Knicks and the end of the Lakers, right? Because I think he was still there when Kobe was there, if I'm not mistaken.
For a little
while.
while.
Correct me. Somebody gonna correct me, but I mean, aside from the Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks and Lakers. Yeah. But Phoenix and Houston, thumbs up.
Yeah. But
let's move on, bro. We spent a ton of time there.
Yeah, I told you we gave him a little bit of filet mignon in the meal early. Try that out.
Yeah, that was chunky. Now they finna get the itis and go to sleep on us. But hopefully y'all stay awake. Let's move on to the next segment, man, where we're going to talk about Adam Silver and one of his ideas. Now, I don't know if you guys heard this past week, but Adam Silver is considering a postseason play-in tournament and a mid-season cup for the NBA. This is kind of funny because people are already talking about the NBA should probably cut down the regular season games about 10. And Adam Silver said, I don't know what y'all talking about. These boys over here getting that cake. So, all this money, they should be able to give us a few. So, LaParis, I don't know if you heard that. Do you want to go in on your thoughts on that?
Spade. Not only did I hear it, I tweeted what is this? I don't like it. I don't like it, but I get it. Because Silver and the NBA execs, they see players make, man, I think they said Rudy Gobert, who Spade hate. Rudy Gobert.
I love Rudy Gobert.
Because he made the all defensive teams or one of them all NBA teams or whatever he was on. Rudy Gobert could sign a contract for Rudy Gobert could make $247 million. Jesus Christ. So Spade, I think these NBA execs and Silver was like, yo, these players about to be making $300 million a season. I mean, not a season, but for a couple of years. They get Supermax is going to be damn near $300 million. So they like, yo, you know what? We got to squeeze some more juice out of these headphones and get some more games out of them. And I don't know if he's going to do it, but Spade, just the speculation of it had me like, yo, I don't like it. 82 games is long enough. Then you got to go through the playoff. Spade, if he do a break between probably, I guess it would be around the All-Star break or after the All-Star break, he'll do a mid-season cup, and then after the regular season, do a playoff, do a play-in thing, I guess, to get in the playoffs, and then do the playoffs. The season already ending like at the end of June, damn near the end of June. When will the season end? In July, August? Jesus Christ, Spade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if like once the little CBA joint come up and all that, I don't know if players gonna approve this shit. I don't think so either. I don't think so. I mean, and I already know people gonna be like, well, your league won 18 games. I don't approve that either. If you want 18 regular season games, then you gotta cut these preseason games. But I know what the NFL like, yo, we don't want to cut no preseason games. We either want to add 18 games during the regular season, or we want to extend the playoffs. I don't agree with any of that either. But this right here, a mid-season cup, Spade, and then a play-in to get in the playoffs, I don't like it. I don't. And maybe that's just me being old.
Yeah, man. So Adam Silver said that he feel like it's smart for them to look at other organizations and see what they can do better and what they can learn from them. So this right here is something that European soccer leagues do. And he said, I see something I can learn from that. Now, I got to give it to Silver, man. He know how to... Now, I ain't saying this shit gonna fly because it's not. But he definitely knows how to use his words and make you think. So this is what he said. He said, the most watched league in the world is only 27 years old. So the idea that the NBA can't create new traditions over time makes no sense to me. I like that. His point is, look, we ain't been here so long that like stuff can't be changed. We can forever work to get better. He even gave some examples of some of the changes made to the All-Star game. Instead of putting the best Western Conference players against the most elite athletes in the East, it's just the most highest voted people. I don't feel like that was something groundbreaking, but his point is that, hey, we've kind of changed tradition over time, and I don't know, man. Some folks here, I'm reading some comments. Somebody said mid-season tournament cup would be nice to, be added to All-Star weekend. The only problem is you got some players can't make it 82 games. So you talking about adding all this extra shit. And then, go ahead, bro.
I was going to say that he also stated that they not interested in expansion. Like, they want 2 expansion teams in, people were speculating Vegas, but we know Seattle with the Supersonics, they've been wanting their team back forever. And he said it is no even thought process of them expanding the league at any time, soon. No time soon are they thinking about expanding the league. So I got to ask you, what do you think would happen first? Them expanding the league or this mid-season play-in, end of the season tourney shit?
I can see the expansion happening first because that's actually more revenue for the league. So I can see that happening first. I think he's gonna get some pushback on this. This thing will be debated on and pushed back and forth and deliberation for a few years before any hardcore decision is made on it.
What about a 4-point play? Because they was talking about a 4-point play. I mean, not a 4-point play, or a 4-point shot. Excuse me.
Yeah. Now I'm the old fuddy-duddy. I don't like that. I don't like that.
They was talking about. I mean, we old, Spade, but they didn't used to have a 3-point shot either.
Yeah, I know. I don't like the 4-point shot.
Are we just old now?
This ain't MTV Rockin' Jock. Like, I mean, all that.
They see the big 3 got a 4-point shot. I'm just saying, Spade. I think we might be the old guys, man. We might be the old fuddy-duddies, bro. I mean, me too.
I like to understand my rap.
What about the people? What do the people think? Do the people like this? Leave it in the comment section. Do y'all like a mid-season tourney cup and end of the season play-in to the play, whatever they call it? Who knows? Y'all like that idea? I don't. It don't sound like Spade like it, but we could just be the old guys.
Yup.
You ready to move on, bro?
Yes, sir.
So I like to have fun, Spade, and when any and every chance I get a chance to bang the cannon on Andrew Wiggins, I'm with that. But Spade, I gotta ask you. I got 3 people here, and I gotta ask you, out of these, first of all, I gotta give a shout out to the homie Great Patriot. The Great Patriot sent me this, and he asked me. His name is Chill Calvin now, by the way. Shout out to him. But he said, yo, this would be a good little topic for the show. And I seen it. I was like, yo, and let me just put this out there too. I said it before. You guys can always send us, hey, you guys need to talk this. You can tweet us. You can email us. You can hit up Spade. You can hit me up and be like, yo, y'all might need to talk this for the show. It's always welcome. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to talk it, but it's always welcome. But Spade, the homie hit me up and was like, yo, this is a good talking point for the show. And the question I got to ask Spade is, who has the worst contract? Now, Spade, before, I already know what you want to say because you said it earlier. So I'm going to just start with Chris Paul. Chris Paul,
boo.
At age 34, Spade, Chris Paul will make $38.5 million. At age 35, he's going to make $41.3 million. At 36, he's going to make $44.2 million. Now, this one isn't that bad. Andrew Wiggins, he's 24 years old. He's going to, at 24, he's going to make $27.5 million. At 25, he's going to make $29.5 million. At 26, he's going to make $31.5 million. And at 27, he's going to make $33.6 million. Spade,
you can throw him out. It's not him.
This is the guy right here I got to bring to your attention. I don't know if you knew this, Spade. John Wall at age 29 is going to make $38.1 million. At 30, he's going to make $41.2 million. At 31, he's going to make $44.2 million. And at 32 years old, Spade, John Wall will make $47.3 million, Spade. So I got to ask you, out of those contracts, you want to throw Wiggins out? Cool. Wiggins still young. We assume Wiggins is going to he got to get better, right, Spade? Wiggins?
I mean, even if he don't, I mean, he's 10 years younger than Chris Paul, and the contract is more than $10 million a year cheaper. So, yeah. I mean, that's bad. But...
Yeah, we can throw for 13 points a game. We can throw Wiggins out. And let's just talk about Chris Paul and John Wall, Spade. Yep. So I got to ask you, out of those, who has the worst contract to you?
Chris Paul.
It's still Paul?
Yeah.
Even though we've seen for like the last 2 years, John Wall has been injury prone. And let me just throw it out there. Mm-hmm. We love John Wall on this show. John Wall, when he's healthy, we got him as a top 5 guy in the league.
We do.
20 and 10. You can't, come on. 20 and 10. And somebody going to say, oh, well, John Wall can't shoot. And he still averaged 20 and 10 dimes. With that being said, the past couple of years, Spade, he been banged up.
Yep.
And, I mean, this is a damn near $50 million at 32 years old. And you still got it as Paul.
Absolutely. It's not, you know what's crazy? It's not even close to me, bro.
Wow.
Because,
really?
Yes. And I know what you're thinking. Spade is tripping. But let me just put it into perspective like this. I still feel like John Wall can take I don't know. I'm not trying to cape for him. I'm not saying that he rushed back. But I feel like John Wall could take some time. Like, look, don't rush back. Mm-hmm. Get healthy. Show up to camp fit. Because, let's be honest, 2018-2019 season, John Wall showed up looking like fucking Raymond Felton out there. That's who he was looking like. And LaParis, you had a good point. You had a good point in pre-production. You said, now, was he overweight because he got complacent or lazy, or was he overweight because he wasn't in the shape to train adequately? Right. And I didn't think about that. But if that's the case, then I got to look at John Wall's situation completely different. If he takes the time to get healthy, if he shows up in shape, I like what John Wall can bring his team.
Okay. While you still talking about John Wall, let me ask you though, Spade.
Go ahead.
Is it too early to say John Wall is injury prone? Can you give a guy that label after 2 years of being injured?
He's on the fringe.
Okay.
Like this coming up season is the season for me.
Okay.
Now you know that's gonna change per person. For me,
okay, that's fair.
He's on the fringe. I'm watching him this year. If he come in and have a productive season this year, play 72 games or more, you know, maybe maybe the Washington coaching staff got to take a little bit of blame. Maybe they need to rest him here and there, you know, for whatever. I'm not saying you can do him the same way Toronto was able to do Kawhi this year, because I don't think that Washington team is talented enough to win that many games without him. And I know I'm probably going to get hate for that, because the Wiz was doing good without John Wall for a little while. You know, they was on that little streak where they was feeling good. I mean, it wasn't the current team. It was a different team, but who knows? And if you feel like you can, you know, that's the coaching staff's job, man. When you looking at that schedule and you got some gimmies, Rest your stars. And yeah, I know the fans want to see the stars play every game. Pop don't give a shit about that. Nick Nurse don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So you got to do what's best for your players. You got to do what's best for your organization and the franchise too. So at some point, maybe you got to rest him here and there. Maybe you got to learn how to rest him in games. Maybe he played, but y'all get a big enough lead. You pull him out early and he sit the entire fourth. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Do what you can to conserve him. I'm not slamming the gavel down on John Wall. However,
that's cool.
On Chris Paul, I have slammed the gavel so hard that the head of the hammer flew off. I'm just holding the handle in my hand. That's all I got right now. Chris Paul is what Chris Paul is. Chris Paul is still a very smart, savvy veteran of a player. He is not a guy that can go out there and get you buckets like that. You can't depend on him to get you buckets like that. You can't even depend on him to be that dog that he used to be. And when you see his game, he's kind of resorted to flailing, throwing himself on the court, trying to
it's real
get
gimmicky
calls.
now. You're right. It's real gimmicky.
I'm telling you, man. You know, and Father Time catch up with all of us. And I think Father Time and accumulation of injuries over the years have just caught up with Chris Paul. And it's
I got to ask a tough question,
terrible.
Bro. Are you telling
His
me
contract
Chris Paul
sucks.
is washed? Is he washed?
Soap suds is in that brother hair. He got soap suds in his hair. Okay? It looked like he just got out the bubble bath.
I think he's still a good player, Spade. It's just sucks.
A good player don't get paid $40+ million a year.
I understand
Great
that,
players
Spade.
get paid.
I'm not taking up for this contract.
It sounds like you are, and I got a problem with that, LeBron.
I'm not. This contract, you can't. No way. He's gonna be 36. He's gonna make $44 million. And
that's ridiculous.
If you just seen what we got from Chris Paul this past year, like Chris Paul, he had that good game. I think it was one good game he had, and was that the game James Harden got hurt? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember what game that was, but he had that good game, and I was like, oh, okay, Chris Paul kind of got to give this to. Chris Paul never been a guy that was like aggressively, to me, shot a lot. I don't think he shot a lot, Spade. Never. I don't have Chris Paul stats in front of me, but
I can pull them.
I don't know if Chris Paul was ever took a lot of shots. So, but he was wild efficient. Like he was efficient, and now it seemed like it's a lot of 3 for 12s. It's a lot of 4 for 13s, and I'm looking.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
Maybe he just don't fit in this offense, which ain't his fault. But what's so confusing is last year, until he got injured, it seemed to work. It seemed to work. Well, sometimes they ran the O through Harden. Sometimes they ran it through Chris Paul.
Yes.
And maybe you got to give some blame to James Harden. I've seen folks saying that this year, whenever Chris Paul got the ball, James Harden looked like he's not into it. He looked like he's got no interest. He's disinterested. He's got his hands on his hips. And maybe James Harden ain't buying in, and maybe that's what's going wrong. But at any rate, I don't care which one of those. I don't know what the cause is, and I don't care what the cause is. The finished product, what you getting after the equal sign in this equation, ain't pretty, and it damn sure don't warrant $40+ million a year. It just don't.
I gotta agree, man. And listen, John Wall is making a ton of money, and I hope, like I said, we like John Wall on this show, and I hope John Wall is able to come back and give us a healthy season. But I'm this close to saying John Wall is injury prone, man. And
Paul make more money than James Harden. No.
Yeah. That just doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. Hey, listen, you can't excuse the amount of money. And listen, we are pro. Get your bread, get your chips. But Jesus Christ, I mean, like
I got his stats here, man. I got his stats.
Chris Paul.
So yeah.
Did he ever average 20 a season? 20 points?
Yes.
How many times?
Two times. Both.
Yeah.
Both in New Orleans. 07, 08,
Okay.
08, 09. 21 and 23 points per game.
Okay.
His first year with the Clippers, he averaged 20. 19.8. He had a 19.5 season in 2015, 2016.
Can you see how many shots he was taking a game?
I can. I can. So, what did I say? 07, 08, 08, 09. And those 2 seasons, he attempted over 1,200 shots. He hasn't attempted over 1,000 shots anymore until 2014, 2015, and 2015, 2016. Those 2 years, he averaged 19. Since he's been with Houston, first of all, his last year in LA, he attempted 785 shots. He only played 61 games. His first year in Houston, he attempted 798, and he only played 58 games. So he took more shots his first year in Houston than his last year in LA with 3 fewer games. And then this past season, where he, again, only played 58 games. Look, man, the last full season for Chris Paul was 2014, bro. 2014. And then before that, his last full season was 2010. And then before that, his last full season was 2007. So, I guess you could say
like every 3-4 years.
I guess you could give him 2008, 2009. He played 78 games there. You can give him that. But 60 in 2011, 70 in 2012, 62 in 2013, played all 82 in 2014, 2015, and 74, 61, 58, 58. And I don't know what compels Houston to offer a contract like this to Chris Paul. He was phenomenal for Houston last year in the postseason. He was what they needed until he got hurt. And they essentially inked this deal to make him the richest player in the league while he was injured. He was injured when they gave him this deal. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Wow.
I don't understand it, bro.
I mean, it's hard to argue that, man. It's hard to argue that. Like, the Rockets' best player don't make the most money. That you can't argue that. At least you can say John Wall. If you want to argue John Wall or Bradley Beal, John Wall, however you want to argue it, he's still, like, come on. I mean, for a long time, Bradley Beal was one of those guys that's been injured. Bradley Beal kind of got his act together. We kind of was banging and cannon on Bradley Beal to stay healthy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I said, like, Bradley. I said on this show that Bradley Beal plays half a season. Like, half of the season, he plays half of that. But he kind of he turned that around, so I could see why the Wizards would at least be like, yo, John Wall averaging 20 and 10, All-Star, I get it. Probably All-NBA guy, if not on one of them teams, probably close to being one. So
pull up his stats.
I mean, I see John. It's hard to argue that Chris Paul contract, man. Jesus,
I can't defend it. Maybe somebody can, but I can't.
It's tough too, man. It's tough, especially when you know. And I know people hate Harden, but especially when you see what Harden do, man, it's tough to defend that. It's tough to defend this Chris Paul contract. And I think John Wall make a heap of money. He gonna make $50 million, damn near $50 million when he's 32 years old. Jesus.
So let me just compare some stats.
Go ahead.
First of all, Chris Paul just had statistically his worst season since his rookie year. He averaged 16.1 in his rookie season. He averaged 15.6 this past season. But he shot 43% from the field as a rookie. He shot 42% from the field this past season. So he essentially just put up his rookie season numbers. He did shoot better from beyond the arc, and he shot slightly better from the charity stripe. Other than that, the numbers are pretty identical. You look at John Wall. John Wall only played 32 games this season. He only played 41 the season before. If you look before that, it's 78 games, 77, 79, 82. And then in 2012, 2013, he only played 49. And then his first 2 seasons in the league were shortened, 69 and 66. John Wall, in the 32 games played this year, he averaged 21 a game. Mm-hmm. He averaged 9 assists. He averaged 1 block, 2 steals. He shot 44% from the field. He only shot 30% from beyond the arc, which is one of his worst seasons from beyond 3. Mm-hmm. And another thing that I'm extremely disappointed in with John Wall is he shot 70% from the free throw line. And he's got seasons where he shot 81%. So I don't know how you shoot 70% when you posted a season of you shooting 80.5, which is 81%.
It might got a lot to do with his weight. You said he came in, he was overweight. He
came in chunky.
Maybe he was not healthy, and he rushed back trying to help this team, and it might have hurt him.
It's a make or break year for John Wall, bro.
Wow,
and I would rather him sit.
Wow.
Listen, I would rather him sit. I would rather him sit and come back around the All-Star break, if that's what it takes. I would rather him not be out there at the season start and come back and show that he can finish the season strong. His numbers are okay. I want to see him shoot better from beyond the arc. I want to see him shoot better from the free throw line.
I mean, Spade, he never was spraying up from 3 though.
He never was spraying up from 3, but he got seasons where he shot 35%.
Okay, cool. I got you, but I mean, we know
he shot
John Wall for
35%
getting to the
from 3.
cup. We know him for getting to the cup, pulling the mid-range jump shot. You know,
he's got a 37%.
I agree with you.
Even if he shoots 30, you're right. Let's say he shoot 30% from beyond the arc. I'll take that. But another 69.7% from the charity strike, I can't. That's unacceptable.
You know how I am about free throws. I'm not. Yeah, come on. Especially your point guard. You ain't a center, bro.
So when I look at his numbers, bro, I'm cool with his numbers. But what I want to see from him, I want to see him show up in better shape. And I want to see him finish the season strong. That's what I want to see. And when I say make or break, I'm not saying like if you don't have a great year, then he's washed. But I'm saying in terms of whether or not he's injury prone, in terms of whether or not he's the guy that you and I think he is, because every year when we do our top 5 PGs, boy, we show some love to John Wall.
We do.
This season right here is going to determine whether or not he stay in that conversation for me. And I think that's fair.
That's fair.
For that contract.
And you got to ask.
Those are fair expectations.
John Wall was, I don't know if he still is, but he was notoriously known as one of the guys that can get to the basket quick. Do he lose a step because of these injuries? He might have lost a step or 2.
He lost one this year.
Because
he didn't look like he had it this year.
Yeah, so we got to assume it gets worse, right? It don't get better unless you Steph Curry jumping out the gym.
Yeah, if he takes some of them Flintstone vitamins Steph be eating.
But, listen. John Wall or Chris Paul? You saying Chris Paul?
If I got a choice, give me John Wall and his contract over Chris Paul any day of the week.
Okay.
Let's move forward, bro.
Let's get it.
I said we was kind of done talking like high school and college, but we not. I forgot. I want to go back and talk about a kid that goes by the name of RJ Hampton.
Okay.
Most of you guys probably already know RJ, but RJ was the number 5 prospect in the nation. And for a long time, it looked like he was going to be landing at some college. Depending on, who you ask, it looked like he was probably going to Kansas for a minute. And then it looked like he was going to Memphis for a minute. There was also speculation that he really wanted to go to Kentucky. Like, a lot of folks feel like Kentucky was the spot that he really wanted to be a part of. Some things didn't go his way there. He had a couple of pretty good backcourt players come back. They also had another signee in Tyrese Maxey, and it just looked like a crowded backcourt, and that had RJ Hampton entertaining the Kansas Jayhawks as well as Penny Hardaway in Memphis. But something strange happened. RJ came out and said that he's not going to college. He signed a contract to play for New Zealand, and he said that he knew a month ago, but he couldn't tell people. So folks feel some kind of way because he played the game. He's been tweeting eye emojis at, tweets about, Memphis got a chance to land RJ Hampton. He'll quote retweet it, put the eye emoji. He's been going to see schools, eating all the free meals. Hey, I would do the same thing. When I used to play NCAA on stream, them kids used to do me like that. They knew they weren't coming to my school. Come out there, get the free tea, eat up all my snacks, and get the hell on. So RJ decided, look, man, I'm not going to college. And he didn't say this, but people feel like he really wanted to go to Kentucky, bro. And after Kentucky actually looked like it wasn't going to be a good spot for him, his mind was made up that he was just going to go pro and play overseas in New Zealand. The players, you know how I feel about this. But before I go into my rant, RJ Hampton, top 5 prospect in the nation, says, nah, I'm good on college, fam. I'm straight. How you feel about that?
I was trying to look up the money. I just seen that he signed a multi-year. It said multi-year deal overseas, and I'm pretty sure it's a loophole that after 1 year, he out of there. So
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. But I was trying to look up the money. But listen, man, it's crazy because we thought, we assumed we were going to see a run of guys doing this after Brandon Jennings went over there and Moutier went over there. Not specifically to Australia, but overseas to play pro. We thought we was going to see a run of guys doing that, and we didn't really see it. I mean, we get a guy here and there. I'm not mad at the kid. Listen, I'm not mad at the kid. You want to go make some bread, you're going to play basketball, you're probably going to play 20-something games. And it's crazy because I don't even think Moutier played mad games when he went overseas. He ended up being hurt. I think he got hurt. But
Yep.
I'm not mad at the kid for going overseas, getting your chips, starting your career early. We assume, you know when they say you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. But we assume after he spent his year over there, this guy will be a top pick, one of the top picks in the NBA draft. And kid gonna be doing fine for himself. Especially if he become the player that, like I took. Let me just preface my comments by saying I don't tune into high school basketball. This was the most college basketball I watched this year in dumb long. So let me just start off by saying that for everything I was reading about this kid, it's saying this kid is the truth. If he's anything close to what people will say, he's gonna have a long NBA career and make a lot of money. So I'm not mad at the kid going overseas and getting that career started early, especially if the school you wanted to go to, you look at that backcourt and be like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get on the court over there. And I was seeing some tweets once we said we was going to discuss this. People were saying, oh, this kid don't want to compete and all. Come on, man. It's only so much ball that can go around. Everybody can't get the ball. So people were saying this kid ain't competitive. He don't want to compete. Miss me with that. Go get your chips. Go ball out over there and get your ass in the NBA draft.
Yeah, man. I agree. One of my favorite players who I don't even think he in the league currently is Brandon Jennings. And I was so impressed with what Brandon Jennings did coming out of high school because I felt like he just took control of his own destiny. He said, I'm one of the top prospects. Wow. The NBA going to have interest in me anyway. Why go to this college, make them all this money when I can't make $1 for myself? I don't even have the rights to my own likeness. I'd rather go play overseas and get this bag. And like you said, we saw Emmanuel Moutier do it. It's a guy that played for Oklahoma that I think, Oklahoma City, I think he did that as well. And LaParis, I remember you asking me here on the podcast, like, Spade, do you see this being a trend that more players are going to do? And I was like, I don't know if I want to call it a trend because living in these other countries ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't what we're accustomed to over here. What I like about this right here is RJ made the decision, and he ain't stopped right there. He has been tweeting LaMelo Ball like, yo, what's up? Like, he is actively trying to recruit LaMelo Ball to come over to New Zealand. I'm about to die. But trying to recruit LaMelo Ball to come over to play in New Zealand as well. Now, LaMelo Ball, a lot of folks were saying LaMelo's going to go to college, and we were saying, look, I don't see how. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess stranger things have happened, but I don't see how LaMelo Ball is going to play in college. I don't. And, LaMelo Ball, like, yo, let me talk with my people. Let me see. So this is something to keep an eye on. I feel like if RJ Hampton and LaMelo Ball get on the same team over there, man, I think it's really going to work well for both of those guys. They're going to put on a show. Both of those guys got a little bit of social media presence. Of course, LaMelo does with the show and, all the media fanfare that follows him and his family anyway. You're going to have somebody else who's from a similar background, so he's not just going to be over there with the language barrier trying to figure out no matter how rough of a situation, if you got a homeboy to go through it with, it make everything better. You know what I'm saying? It make everything better. So I'm watching this situation. If they get LaMelo over there, man, not only do I expect both of them kids to tear it up, I expect this to really put the pressure on the league. Like the league's been talking about, maybe we'll let kids come on. Y'all better do something. I'm telling you, you better do something because if more and more kids start to do this, I think it could become a trend if you start seeing where guys are teaming up. Like, hey, me and this guy right here, let's both go over and join this team. And I still don't think it's going to become a trend yet, but I think it puts the pressure on the NBA. They got to bust a move quick.
Spade, you don't got to spend a lot of time on it, but my question to you is, why not go to the G League?
I think
is it just specifically because of money?
I was gonna say, I think it's more money to be made there. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just guessing. Let's see what we got here.
Because I think didn't the NBA change the amount of money you make in the G League, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. I don't see it here, but the league, the NBL league that Hampton is going to, has a program designed for players aiming to use this league as a stopgap before returning to the NBA. The program offers athletes contracts worth $100,000. That also includes numerous perks, including an apartment and a car. I don't know, man. I gotta do some more research.
Yeah, you ain't getting all that in the G League.
I gotta do some more research.
I remember that they changed the money in the G League. I don't think it was no $100,000 though. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I don't remember it being no $100,000. So you think it's just specifically because of the money over there?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Hey, I think, like I said, I think the kid, especially if your number one school, the one you wanted to go to, if you looked in that backcourt and was like, man, there ain't enough ball for all of us, and somebody wanted to pay you 100 racks, go over there, play some ball. I don't even know how many games they play over there.
I don't either.
Probably play like 20 games. They can't play no whole NBA type of 82 game season. No way. So probably play 20, 30 games over there. Go get 100,000 for what, 2-3 months, and bring your ass back and get ready for the NBA. I ain't mad at him.
I see something here to say, as of right now, it don't appear that multiple next stars players can be on the roster at once. At best, it would be uncharted waters for the league's program, and it's unlikely because the league would probably want all these stars on different teams so they could spread the potential draw onto multiple teams. So that's something to keep an eye on. And then, look, you know how it works. I don't know how close proximity some of these teams are, but even if they're not on the same team, if they over there in the same like time zone, they can call each other. I'm telling you, man. I'm watching this thing. I want to see if LaMelo goes over there, because LaMelo, he was mulling over whether or not he was going to fight the NCAA to see if he could get in there, which I felt like would have been a waste of time. He could stay in America and compete in the G League, or he was saying that he was going to go overseas, but he was talking about playing in China. So I don't know.
I mean, we got to watch and see what's going to happen. You ready to move on?
Yes, sir. Let's get out of here.
Spade, I want people to get their forks, their knife, because they've been waiting for a meal. And we got steak and lobsters and shrimps and everything, chicken, whatever you eat. But for the vegans, we got veggie burgers, whatever y'all eat, we got it. And this is what Spade, NBA playoffs, NBA finals. The NBA finals has started, Spade. You probably want to go back and talk about those games, Toronto and the Bucks, if you want to. We already discussed what the Warriors did. I don't want to talk about no losers, B. Huh?
I don't want to talk about no losers. The Bucks.
Oh, that's cool. But I mean,
Team Giannis too. He let me down, bro.
Spade, you wasn't Team Giannis.
That's my evil laugh. Yeah, I told everybody that boy can't shoot, LaPaz. That's what they told me. He don't need to shoot.
Listen, I hate giving you credit because you're the most arrogant person I know. So when I give you, I give you compliments, you'll call me after the show and be like, "Hey, you remember when you had said that I was this?" I'm like, "Oh boy, I should have never said."
That hurt my feelings, but bro. I'm not arrogant, bro.
Spade, you was one of the first people that I knew that was tough on Ben Simmons. You was one of the first people. It's crazy. You're not tough on James Harden with the Euros and with the traveling. With the traveling, but this crap with Giannis, you was like, yo, if Toronto start boxing him in and force him to shoot or pass to Bled, who makes $70 million, that'd be like to be at 19. He'd be like to be at 19. Start passing it to other people. Yo, the Raptors will win this game. And they did that. They started boxing, closing in, stopped Giannis from running halfback dives to the basket. You know what I mean? They stopped him. Yeah. And boy, the game changed. The game changed. And you were right. I got to give you credit. You was right. But we in the NBA Finals, babe. NBA Finals has started. Toronto Raptors, we already know. The first game was in the 6th. The NBA kind of told Drake, tone it down. He came through with a Dell Curry Raptors jersey on. He picked Lynn out of Steph Curry head. Him and Draymond Green got into it at the end of the game. But Spade, the Toronto Raptors took a 1-0 lead in game 1. They was able to pull out game 1, Spade. And it had the whole world saying, oh my gosh, I told you guys, KD this and KD that, and Golden State without KD, blah, blah, blah. Spade, I got to get your thoughts on game 1 of the finals, and where do we see this series ending? Who we have as the winner?
I've never been more torn, LaParis.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I always pretty much root against Golden State.
Yeah.
I respect them, and I give them their props, but I never root for them. But I'm torn here. I'm torn.
Why, Spade?
Because if Toronto wins, Dwayne Casey gets hate. They go, oh, Dwayne Casey couldn't do this like he had Karate
Let
Man.
me cut you off real quick, Spade. Because shout out to the ownership of the Toronto Raptors. They did a nice little joint and they gave Casey credit. They thanked him. Now, of course, he wasn't in the building, but they did say thank you to him, and they did give him credit and was like, man, we would not be this type of team if it wasn't for Dwayne Casey. So kudos to them for doing that. But go ahead, Spade.
Man, also,
Go ahead.
if Toronto wins, America loses.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. Also, here's the biggest. If Toronto wins, KD believes that Golden State needs him, and maybe he stays. Can't have that shit happening. Can't have that happening. Now let me flip this thing. If Golden State wins...
Say that again, Spade. You think if Golden State lose, the we need KD makes him stay?
I think it's a better chance of him staying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a problem with that too. I got a problem with that. But hold on, there's more. If Golden State win, then Golden State wins again. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, the evil empire.
But if they win without KD, oh man, can you imagine what the internet would do to KD? He'd definitely pack his shit and be out. He would pack his shit and be out, which would be good for everybody else. And then lastly, if Golden State wins, America wins. America!
Yeah!
So I don't know. I'm torn, bro. I'm torn. I think for the first time in my existence, I think I kind of want Golden State to win, but only if they can do it without KD. If KD come back, go Karate Man. Go Canada. Oh, Canada. I'm torn. I'm torn. I've never been this torn before in my life, bro. I've never been this torn.
They still the Warriors. I think people got a little carried away after game 1. Toronto played a game. I mean, it took an amazing game from Gasol and Pascal Siakam. Like, these guys showed up, and I mean, Van Vliet ever since his wife dropped the baby, he been splashing up. Like, it's crazy. I don't have any kids yet, Spade, but it seemed like the weight of the world was lifted off that man's shoulder once the baby dropped. The baby dropped, he ain't been missing. He been spraying up. But it took a phenomenal game from Gasol and Pascal Siakam for them to still win. During the game, I still felt, I mean, even when Toronto would go on a run, Spade, I still felt like, damn, the Warriors still right there. They was right there.
They was right there, bro. And I'm going to tell you something else.
Go ahead.
Toronto got amazing games from people not named Kawhi.
Word.
I don't know if they get that every game. I don't know that they get that every game, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I think people got a little carried away. I mean, it's good Toronto was able to come out. I mean, some people would speculate. I bet on the games. I ain't bet on these games. I'm not going to bet on this. But I was checking the bettors, and I mean, the crazy thing is, a lot of people was expecting Warriors sweep. I didn't see that. I kind of felt they would win the first game. But I'm going to tell you what I expect in the second game. I think it might get ugly. And I'm talking about think Golden State might come out here and put the pieces on him.
I think so too.
I think they might put the pieces on him in game 2. Especially, you know,
Draymond.
Yes. I'm with the shits. I grew up in the Spike Lee, Reggie Miller's showing the choke, Jack, Nicholas, whichever one it is, over there, the Lakers. Like I grew up on that, so I'm with the fans, especially the super fans, getting verbally getting at guys. But listen, sometimes we seen that backfire on dudes. We seen it. I remember. I think it was a playoff game. Somebody gonna correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say it was Chris Bosh's girl at the time when Chris Bosh was in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I think they played the Heat in the playoffs. It might. I don't remember if LeBron was with the Heat or the Cavs. But LeBron looked at the girl. The girl was jabbing at LeBron. She was going at LeBron. LeBron looked at the girl. LeBron scored. He scored like 13 straight points and looked at her and said, "This is your fault. Like, Ma, This is your fault, Ma." So I don't remember if that was LeBron with the Heat or the Cavs, but that's what happened. So we have seen it backfire. We seen Reggie Miller and Spike Lee jawing at each other, and Reggie Miller just went bananas, hit like 6 threes in a row, and it was GG's for the Knicks. So we seen it backfire, and that's kind of why I feel this game right here may get ugly. And I'm with it. I ain't mad at Drake. But Drake called Draymond trash. They asked Draymond questions after the game. And Draymond did not look like a happy camper. I expect this thing, game 2, to get ugly. And Spade, I'm rooting for the Warriors because it's USA. USA. Come on, man. It's USA versus Canada, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's USA versus Canada, bro. I gotta go with the USA, bro. I gotta go with the USA. Them
bro,
Canadians
what has gotten into us? We are rooting for Golden State.
I know.
We're rooting against Kawhi. We like Kawhi. That's Karate Man.
We do like Kawhi, but
you don't like Kawhi
Canada versus the USA, bruh.
I'm torn. Kawhi, I feel like I owe Kawhi an apology. Kawhi, I just want to take a moment to apologize to you, bro. Because of you, I have been inspired to start back the process of growing my braids. I don't know if you can see. I'm starting them. I'm growing cornrows. I done started back. I done found my karate belt, took it out. You know what I'm saying? Your boy made it the yellow. Got me yellow belt. But I'm sorry, bro. I need KD to get mad and leave Golden State. And that's not going to happen.
I ask you.
If KD come back and they beat y'all, we doomed. And if y'all can't beat them without... Wait, I'm messing myself up. If KD come back and beat y'all, we doomed. And even if y'all can't get it done, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but I'm sorry, Kawhi. I'm sorry, bro. I think I actually want Golden State to win, and that just feels so icky.
It do. It feels nasty and disgusting.
It do, though.
But I gotta ask you. I asked you this a week. If Toronto win, do Kawhi come back? And if they lose, is Kawhi out?
Kawhi's so weird, bro. He's
a weird guy, bro.
They could win the championship.
I think he's still.
And as the confetti is falling down, he'll say in the mic, "I still want to play in LA. I have no plans to stay here." Like, just ain't no telling what Kawhi gonna do. And it's funny, if you got anybody on your timeline that's a Raptor fan, it's so funny to see the emotional roller coaster they on. I saw somebody like, Kawhi's gonna leave us, man. We suck. And the next day, like, Kawhi loves it here. He you don't know what the fuck Kawhi love. Kawhi don't know what the fuck Kawhi love. Nobody knows, bro. Just enjoy the ride while you there.
I just don't think, man. They at the podium after they won the Eastern Conference Finals. They asked Kawhi, like, you don't have, like, you don't get the recognition that every other superstar. He like, man, I just want to play back. Like, when most players say that, Spade, we'd be like, oh, you lying. You want to be famous.
Yeah.
I get that feeling from Kawhi. I don't feel like Kawhi wants to be famous. He want to be known as he do want to be known as one of the best basketball players in the league, but I don't think he care about brands and what he wear and getting endorsements. I don't think he care about none of that shit, man. I don't,
bro. He really don't.
I really believe, like, Oh, he was like, man, look, I just want to play basketball. You know, when KD said that when he was talking to the media the other day, well, not the other day, but the other, like a couple months ago, maybe he was like, man, I just want to play basketball, y'all. No, you don't, KD, because you got your face in the camera all the damn time. No, you don't. But Kawhi, man, Kawhi have 40-something points and backpack the Raptors out of the damn East, and they want to interview Kawhi, and Kawhi be like, yeah. We just played basketball. We played team basketball. I couldn't do this without my teammates. It doesn't. He don't like that shit, man. He don't like it.
Tell me you saw the time that the lady was interviewing him, and I guess from the producers they told her that she had to go like early, and she just turned around and she was like, "Okay," we sitting there back, and Kawhi was still standing there, and she was like, "I'm sorry, Kawhi. Did you want to talk more?" He was like, "No." Like, he was like, am I good to go? Free me.
Word.
Like, he did not even want to be there, bro.
Like, usually when athletes say that, and we talk, me and you talk about this off camera and on this show a lot, that we don't be buying that bullshit. But I believe it with Kawhi. I believe it.
Yeah, same, man.
He don't want to. He don't want to be famous. He don't gotta have no Nike brand and all. Like, people be getting on him coming through with his New Balances. He don't care nothing about none of that shit, man. He don't care.
So let me ask you this. For picking game purposes, not who we want, because I still think I anytime Golden State lose, I think I want that. Like, I don't know what the hell I want. But if we talking about with your money, if you got to bet your whole check, who you putting your check on? Because I'm putting mine on Golden State. For the series.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Golden State. I'm going Golden State.
All right, same. Because I just wanted to make sure.
Until it happens, now, it took LeBron to play out of his damn mind to get that little, and people going to say, oh, well, Draymond got suspended, yada, yada, yada. I think Draymond, this go round, is a little smarty. I don't think nothing like crazy like that happened. No?
I don't know. He's still kind of reckless, bro.
He is, baby. He kind of, he got some techs in the playoffs, but I think he kind of toned it down a little bit. Now, he's still Draymond, so anything can happen. But I feel like he's toned it down a little bit. But I don't feel like that he will make that mistake again. So for money purposes, betting purposes, like putting my check on something, I'm going Golden State, because until I see it, I won't believe it. Until I see it.
I feel you. I feel you.
I agree with you 100%. I don't feel like we're going to get these games from these guys again. Now, Siakam played out his mind. Mark Gasol Spade, you had a whole rant on Mark, and he finally... He had a couple good games in the last series, but he's been stepping up. Yeah, he did.
Shape up or ship out, Mark.
Word. So I don't know if we getting those type of games from those guys again. So I totally expect, if I'm betting on game 2, I totally expect Golden State to win this game. Game 2.
Yeah, man. Let's get up out of here then.
Let's get it.
Let's close it, man. Our final segment on today's show is called the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. It is a very prestigious award given away in podcast land twice a week by the two guys that you are watching or listening to. And we give this award away to a male or female athlete who raised his or her level of play to ensure that their team got the victory. We don't celebrate losers on this show. Ain't no consolation prizes in life, ladies and gentlemen. Go out there, work hard, put the work in, get the dub. LeParis, you are on the hot seat. Who is your Strong Arm Performer of the Week and why, sir?
I have given it to this guy for probably about 3-4 times in the past.
Oh, well then we got to stop it then. Because you won't let me give it to James Harden 3 or 4 times.
Bro, James Harden is out of the playoffs, excuse me. But I'm giving it to this guy because he deserves it, Spade. And I'm talking about Pascal Siakam, the player that I have as most improved in the league. 39 minutes he played, Spade. 32 points, 14 of 17 from the field.
That's crazy.
2 of 3 from 3, 8 rebounds, 5 dimes, 2 blocks, and a steal, and a win over Golden State in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. For that performance right there, Pascal Siakam, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. And I'm going to tell you, Spade, everybody was on Twitter, and even the media, they asked Draymond about this, and they was like, Pascal Siakam, you seem to have a problem with him. And Draymond Green was like, I'll take care of it. Now, people were speculating that Draymond may hurt somebody in Game 2, Spade. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think Draymond Green will be locked in defensively. And listen, Pascal Siakam had a great Game 1. I don't think he's going to have this type of Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was a career high game for him, and
Yeah, man.
put a lot of pressure on Draymond, who was just recently saying, "I'm the best at what I do," and everybody was like, "Yo, he was 2-9, and the backpack wasn't falling. Drake done called you trash."
Word.
But yeah, man, Pascal Siakam was phenomenal in that game, and I could easily give my strong arm performer of the week to him as well. But I'm gonna do something a little different.
Okay.
I'm gonna give my strong arm performer of the week to Marc Gasol, who I told him shape up or ship out. And I feel like you look at the game that he brought those guys in game 1. He didn't go out there and go crazy. He just did what they needed him to do. He only had 20 points, but he was 6 of 10 from the field. 60% is always good. He was also 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, so stretching the floor. And he batted 1,000 from the free throw line, 6 of 6. Listen, John Wall, that's if he can shoot 100%, I can't take 69% from you. He had 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and a block. For the people who care about that kind of stuff, man, he was +8 when Siakam was only +4. I still don't really know how that plus minus shit work. It'd be crazy to me. But for that performance, man, and helping your Toronto team get it done, that's what they brought you over here for, Mark.
Word.
To do that, you are my strong arm performer of the week.
I mean,
hey, man, Golden State got to get better production out that front court, man. You look. Clay and Steph played too well to have a 0 for 4, 0 for 0, 0 for 2 in their front court from the starters.
Right.
And I don't think that happens again. I don't think that happens again.
Me neither. And Spade, before I know we done with the show, but I gotta ask you, should they play Boogie more? Boogie came back. Should they play him more? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played like 8 minutes, maybe 8 to 10 minutes.
He didn't look ready to be back to me. So I
You said he don't look ready.
he didn't. He did not look ready to me. So rather than have him out there just for the name and have him not really being able to contribute, I feel like you've been getting really good production from Kevon Looney. I'd rather you put him out there more minutes. He played 28, but I'd rather him get a strong 32, 34 minutes, whatever you need out of him. And put that pressure back on Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, who also put in 17 minutes of work for Toronto. I just don't feel like Boogie's not making these guys work very hard on the defensive end. And then I don't think he's working that hard when he's on the defensive end because I don't think he's healthy. So, I think you continue to play him sparingly or not at all right now because he don't look ready to me. That's just my opinion.
Last question, Spade. What about Bogut?
I was kind of shocked. I got to admit, like, to get a DNP in a game where they really could have used another big body.
Yeah, and they started Jordan Bell, by the way, who we gave away for cash, but they started him.
Yeah, I don't understand. I feel like Bogut could get out there and tussle around with Marc Gasol. Steve Kerr, they keep telling me you so much more of a better coach than Mark Jackson. Show it. Get on your shit, bro. America's depending on you.
You ain't lying. USA. Shout out to the USA. But, Spade, before I close the show, you got anything else to add?
Not at all, bro. Not at all. I'm
good
quiet today.
It was a good one.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We deliver. And we hope everybody enjoyed the meal, because the meal was outstanding.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You get the meat out your teeth. You know what I mean? Or get the parsley and kale out your teeth if you're a vegetarian or vegan. Shout out to y'all too. Listen, man, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Strong Arm Sports. Y'all already know, man. If you new here, bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. It's also a little bell up there. You can click that bell and send a notification to your mobile device to let you know a new video has been uploaded to our YouTube channel. If you don't want to see two dudes arguing in a box, it's okay. We got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, UPodOmatic, iTunes, Spotify. We are everywhere. There's no reason why you guys should ever miss a show. We want to thank you guys for your continued support. We'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.